Hey everyone, and welcome back. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jasmin and I'm the owner of Jasmin Services. So for today's video, we're actually going to be doing a Q&A breakfast mukbang. So I actually did a episode like this before with two of my best friends, and I will leave the video here somewhere so you guys can go check it out. But if you guys are interested in learning about, some business Q&A, some business questions before starting a business, then keep on watching, and let's get into the video. So like I said, today we're going to be doing a business mukbang style, and I have my iPad right in front of me, so if you guys see me looking in front, it's because I'm looking at some of the notes that I took. But last time, if you guys go check out our episode 1, we did a lunch mukbang, so we got canes, and this time I kind of just made a little bit breakfast, and we're going to answer some questions that are important that I think you guys would be beneficial for you guys to know. I'm going to go ahead and let our guest introduce himself, a very special guest, which is my boyfriend. He helps me with everything, so this studio is kind of set up because of him. But I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Cone from Cone's Graphix. We specialize in video production. Amazing studio. We keep changing it around. Actually going through reconstruction right now. I might change some stuff around, but again, we own a video production studio. We specialize in corporate interviews, behind the scenes, commercials, weddings, documentaries, and etc. And thanks for having me on today.
Today we're going to be doing a breakfast mukbang, so we're going to start answering these questions and eating. If you guys are curious what we're eating, I made some bagels and fruit, so let's get into these questions. The first question that we do want to answer is, or I do want to answer first, is
what are we eating? We'll explain to them what we eating first.
I already did. So we're eating bagels with cream cheese, and we're eating some fruit because we're trying to be a little bit more healthier.
Show them the fruit.
So, yeah, can you guys see the fruit? So we're eating bagels and fruit, but the first question that we do want to answer is, what has been the most challenging part of being an entrepreneur?
I think for me, and I would say across the board, will be being consistent. That's probably the most challenging thing, is making sure that you do what you need to do on a day-to-day basis to keep your business running, which is that's not easy. It's hard for a lot of people. As an entrepreneur, we always want to go, what's your favorite breakfast to eat?
My favorite breakfast is probably Daisy Belgium. Every time we go, it's always really good.
Yeah, but what's something
waffles
for the entrepreneurs that's watching? What's something that you can make on the go if you have a busy schedule?
That's a good question. Bagels or muffins. Sometimes when I'm on the go, I used to eat oatmeal a lot for in the morning because oatmeal is healthy. But now on the go, when I'm busy, I like to take a muffin or a bagel.
Yeah.
What about you?
Muffin or bagel, guac toast, fruit. I eat a lot of fruit, and water, of course. I always get some water. I always keep some water on you.
Water. And I guess I would say for me, the most challenging part of being an entrepreneur, like he said, is just handling everything. Because I don't think a lot of people realize that there's just so much that goes into a business. And the most important thing about being an entrepreneur is learning how to delegate your time. Because you have to learn, what days you really have to work, what days, can you go hang out with your family, what days can you go hang out with your friends. And making the time for it, because obviously, you do want to make time for your friends, but they have to understand that sometimes work comes first, or even your family. And then just learning how to balance that. Obviously you don't want to overwork yourself to the point that you're not even enjoying it anymore. But yeah, that has been the most challenging part, was just balance and balancing everything.
Absolutely. Timer goes.
Okay, so the second question was, should you start a YouTube channel for a business? I say yes. It's so important.
But why? Why is it important?
Because it brings you so much exposure.
Right.
And I didn't realize it until I actually started a YouTube channel originally for my organization. And he was actually the one that convinced me Oh, wait, you already had your YouTube channel up, yeah. And he was the one that convinced me to start it for the organization. And it was actually during the pandemic too. So we couldn't volunteer, we couldn't do anything. And then that was a way that I could bring educational videos to the organization. And then, you know, I kind of learned from it. I learned how so many people were learning about my organization just from a video. So that's what kind of made me start my YouTube channel for Jasmin Services. And it brings so much exposure to your page because you never know who's watching. And people prefer video. You know, they're not always going to come across your Facebook page. They're not always going to come across your Instagram page. Maybe a video about, you know, what your day in the life looks like. They're going to be more interested by that, and they're going to be willing to trust you more. So you might get a client just by showing them what your day looks like.
YouTube. I say it like this for YouTube. It is 1000% helped out my business, and I'm going to speak for myself and myself only because I understood what the impact of having visuals for my business for clients to see. I knew how big of an impact that was going to be on my revenue and for me to get bookings. Now, I'm going to say it like this. Advice for YouTube: do it when you're ready, and do it if you are actually going to put time and effort into it. Because if you don't put no time and effort into it, you're gonna quit and you're gonna think it's a waste of time. But if you're serious and ready about it, then YouTube will take you and your business to the next level.
It's all about how much time you put into it too. So the more videos you make, the more exposure you're gonna get. And then eventually, you know, that's one of the goals that I want to get at, and I know Matt wants to get at, but we do want to get monetized from YouTube. So, and if you guys are interested in learning more about that, he actually has some videos on his channel where he teaches you how to go through that journey with him. So the next question is, how is content creating important for business? So what do you think?
For content creating, if nobody knows that you do a specific service or sell a specific item and you don't have no content for it, you're not gonna make no money. As simple as that.
And I don't think I realized before how important content creating was for a business, because I thought you were always supposed to promote your business. And that's something that I learned just throughout my own business, is that, you know, marketing is not always about telling people to buy your product, but rather show them a little bit about, you know, who you are and why you started your business, and maybe some behind the scenes, so that way they can build that trust, and then they can see that they can do it themselves. So I would say content creating is so important. You know, taking as trendy as it is now to be an influencer, content creating is really important, because those pictures that you take, you know, I take a lot of pictures for him, and he uses them in proposals, he uses them in you know, information for his business. He uses them to post on social media.
For everything. We use it for everything.
And when you post them on social media, you can get leads from that. And that's why I said, you know, social media is going to work for you as much time and information you put into it. Because if you just post a pretty picture of yourself, but you're not telling your audience, you know, what you can help them with, you're not giving them a call to action, it's pointless. So that's why I said, you know, you need both. You know, you need that, you know, you need the trendy content, but at the same time, you need to know the marketing behind it, so that way you can make the most out of it. So.
And subtracting social media. What if social media went out? What if Facebook went out? What if there's no more Instagram, no more Snapchat, no more Twitter? Even no more YouTube. If you have content created for your business on your website and all that went down, everybody would go to the website. You were constantly or consistently still make money. You're not losing out on anything because you have content everywhere, right? That's how important it is. If you want to know what a business has or what to expect from a business, you look for their content.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's really important that I've been kind of paying attention and getting into a little bit more, is just upgrading my website, because a lot of people if you pay attention, a lot of people don't have websites, and the website is really going to be the number one way that's going to set you apart from any other business. I've probably gotten 3 times the amount of business just because clients tell me that when they go to other people, they're not professional, they don't have a business, they don't have a system. And that's why I said, placing these systems in order and having a website is really going to make you stand out. And like he said, most of my job is on social media, but I've been really having to think about, if I wasn't able to post on IG, if I wasn't able to post on Twitter, if I wasn't able to post on Facebook, I need to have another way for my audience to still see that content, which is going to be on your website.
Remember, man, Instagram and Facebook shut down? What would you do if all that shit just shut down? What are you going to do, right? You got to have your content somewhere. You got to have content for people to be able to see so you can still make money. Because at the end of the day, we in this to make money, right? We are absolutely in this to make money. If you're not in this to make money, then you at the wrong channel. You are watching the wrong video.
And to build off of that, I was going to say, the next question is, do you think entrepreneurship is for everyone? I think it's not. And then just to go back to that, you need to have multiple streams of income in order to create generational wealth, just to be comfortable, just to make a good, I would say, living from multiple streams of income. Because like he said, what if Instagram went down? Everybody was joking about IG influencers not getting paid, but if that was your only income, that's a real thing. So you need multiple streams of income. And that's why I said I don't think entrepreneurship is for everyone, because a lot of people don't realize, a lot of the work that goes behind it. Like I said, it's not just posting pretty pictures and trying to get paid off those pictures. It's really putting the work behind it to make sure that you're delivering something. And like he said, of course you're in it to make money, but you want to make sure that you're actually doing it because you love what you're doing. So
the love comes first. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody, but that is also a good thing because there's balance. And we need our 9-to-5ers. We need our workers as well, because not everybody can be a boss, not everybody can be a CEO, not everybody can be a leader, right? And not only that, you have to be a consistent leader, you have to be a consistent boss, you have to be a consistent CEO in order to stay around for a long time. So we're in this for the long run at the end of the day.
And I think one of the things that people don't really talk about in the aspect of entrepreneurship is, to be an entrepreneur, you really have to have your stuff together first. Your mental health, how you run your life, how organized you are. Because again, your business is only going to succeed as much as you're succeeding in life. So if you're not organized, if you're not willing to put in the work to take care of yourself, then how do you expect a business to function? So like I said, entrepreneurship is not for everybody, but I definitely think it is hard because there's a lot of aspects that people don't really think about. Like I said, it kind of forces you to grow even more because you have to think about your mental health. You have to think about, how to take care of yourself. You have to think about how to create balance between work and life. But it definitely teaches you a lot. The next question was, what advice would you give to someone starting out?
To piggyback off of what you said earlier about loving, if you want to be in entrepreneurship, the more love you have for that area of expertise that you want to follow, the further you'll go, because the love is what inspires you. The love is what keeps you going consistently. The money will come later, right? I do what I love to do on a daily basis, and I randomly just get paid for it. It's the craziest thing ever. So back to the question with advice is, make sure you find something that you love to do, and that will catapult you to whatever level you want to be on.
Make sure that you have a good business plan first, because I think a lot of people try to rush into business just to try to make quick money, and that's the easiest way to burn out, because you start a business for 1 month, 2 months, and then you forget about it, and then you go back to the 9-to-5 because you're so comfortable with it. So some advice I would give is just take it slow, but make a business plan, like he said, based off of something that you really, really love to do. So, you know, make a list of, you know, maybe 3 to 5 things that you really love, and see if that would be a way for you to get paid or to make a business out of it. And if it's not, like I said, maybe it's not for you, but if it is, then take it slow and just make a business plan, and take as long as you need. Because like I said, I only started a year ago, but I'm still revamping the tools that I need for my business constantly. So that's why I said you're not gonna have it all together when you start, but just start somewhere. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for our guest. If you could just let people know, you know, where you can, where they can follow you, where they can find you.
Cones Graphix on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. CONESGRAPHIX. Again, that's Cones Graphix. We are a video production company. Thank you guys for tuning in, and once again, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And like I said, if you guys want to check out our first episode, I will leave it linked down here somewhere. But expect more mukbangs, just because I love doing them, because I can answer some questions while I eat, and we can film at the same time. But thank you so much for coming on. Don't forget to like, share, and tag someone that needs to see this video. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.